With 6 games remaining in the USL regular season, a 6-point affair between two teams fighting for a top spot in the Western Conference. From Starfire Sports Complex in Tukwila, it's the Seattle Sounders FC2 and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast booth here at Starfire. Nathan Murphy alongside former professional Aaron Heinzen. And Aaron, nothing like a late season matchup with top seeding on the line.
Absolutely, Nathan. Yeah, very, very tight contest today. Everybody fighting, like you said, for those playoff spots with a home field advantage. I think we're going to see a pretty exciting match today.
Everybody's been looking forward to this one for quite a while now, and we'll set the table for you a little bit as far as the table is concerned. Oklahoma City lead the Western Conference on 40 points, but only a point behind. Tied with Los Angeles are the Colorado Springs Switchbacks with 39, and then three teams, Seattle, Tulsa, and Orange County are tied on 36. So a win today moves Seattle into that tie for second place.
Absolutely, and that's something they're going to be going for, no question about it. We saw these two teams play in Colorado just a few weeks ago. They ended up drawing 1-1, so big opportunities for both.
That was an exciting match. Colorado Springs coming off this last Saturday night of a 3-3 affair against Sacramento. That was in Colorado Springs. And Davey Armstrong will miss today's game after being sent off. For Colorado Springs, Luke Vercoloni, he was the first ever signing for this team in their expansion season here in 2015. He's fourth in the USL in goals.
Yeah, absolutely. The team captain, Luke Vercoloni, 12 goals, 12 assists. Like you mentioned, a league veteran, very, very important to the squad. And Colorado's going to be looking to him all day to make a difference.
He's 33 years old. Vercoloni has almost a decade of experience in USL and its predecessor leagues. Also has a couple games in the MLS with New England. On the Sounders side of things, you mentioned the 1-1 draw in Colorado Springs a couple of weeks ago. That goal was scored by Sergio Mota. And he also has the most recent goal for S2 against Portland, but Mota was also sent off in that game.
Yeah, Mota was the second red card actually this season, so I think the Sounders too are going to be looking at him to have a little bit of discipline. Colorado obviously going to want to try and get under his skin. They know he's a bit of a hothead. He's a player that can make a difference though, and that's going to be his role today, keep himself settled down and contribute where he can.
Playing in the central midfield today, along with the captain Amadou Sanyang. The other big story for Sounders too right now, Charlie Lyon in goal had an absolutely monster June. He had a couple of games where he had 18 saves between them. He was on the team of the week twice as well. He missed most of July up with the first team while Stefan Fry was out, but since his return, he's struggled a little bit.
Well, you know, it's always tough. You got your lineup changing in and out, and S2 has had a couple of issues the last few games. There's no question about it, losing 3-0 to Vancouver here last week. But he's got a lot of help. Shawnee Fairclough now stepping in the center back area. Aaron Long in the left back. And, of course, Damian Lowe is on the bench tonight. So S2, a lot of experience there, and they're going to look to turn things around here tonight.
A couple of new names in the 18 or on the roster for S2. Talk about some of the new additions. The backup goalkeeper, Daniel Fagundes.
Oh, absolutely. Just a great little addition. He's been here, a local area player, playing with Bellevue, and obviously has had some time with Kitsap, so he's on the bench today. Tyler Miller, another player that they brought in, now have an injury right now, but that's the way things go. Obviously, at S2, the whole point is to get players moving in and out of the first team, and there's always a revolving door, so lots of players, lots of new faces to deal with, but Ezra Hendrickson's his job to put the team together, the best team he can to get on the field and see what they can get.
Ezra's brought in another one of his countrymen in Mr. Myron Samuel, who grew up in the same town as Ezra did. He joins the 18 today.
Absolutely. He spent time here actually before in Seattle. Ezra wanted to bring him over before, but it hasn't worked out. He, matter of fact, has a goal in World Cup qualifying against for his country. The same one that Alex Anderson had.
Right.
So very, very exciting 4-4 tie. Brings a lot of experience, a lot of pace, and St. Vincent and Grenadines, very nice to loan him out to Seattle S2 right now.
In fact, Myron Samuel was the one who set up that bicycle kick goal we showed a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely.
That was scored by Alex Anderson that made waves around Sounders Twitter and whatnot. We're waiting for the teams to come out here at Starfire. It's a warm afternoon. It's an unusual afternoon start today for Sounders, too. The schedule moving a little bit to accommodate the CONCACAF Champions League match between the first team and Olympia tonight.
Yeah, schedules can change, and as you mentioned, CONCACAF Champions League tonight, Sounders hosting Olympia. So this game gets bumped down to 1 p.m. start. It's all part of the league and how it operates. So these guys will go kind of in the heat in the middle of the day. They have watered the turf before the game, but it's still going to be warm out there by the time halftime approaches. So the players will adjust, and it is what it is. It's not quite the 7:30 cooler temperatures, but they'll be able to adjust no problem.
The old businessman special, the getaway special, to use the baseball term, an afternoon start. We hope you all enjoy the match. We're glad you're with us from Starfire in Tukwila. The team's starting their walkout behind us now. And Aaron, talk about what it's like late in the season to be fighting for those playoff positions in a league like this.
Well, every game just becomes that much more important, obviously, Nathan, and these players know the roles they have to do. Everyone is now used to playing with each other over the season. You start to learn more and more about other teams and their players and the contributions that they can make. So you start to see these games take off at a quicker pace right away instead of making 20, 25 minutes for people to learn more about each other. These two should go right at it right away. They just saw each other, like I mentioned, a few weeks ago. So very, very familiar. Not a lot of changes from either lineups from the first time they saw each other. So except for a few in the back line, in each back line. So should be a very interesting matchup.
Familiarity between the teams, familiarity all around as these two teams meet again, and we'll take a chance to remind you that every USL regular season and playoff match is available in high definition on YouTube. Make sure and connect with the USL YouTube channel today. And thanks for joining us here on YouTube this afternoon. It's the Seattle Sounders FC2 and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in a 6-point affair here with only six games to go in the regular season.
Absolutely. And you know what's something interesting too, I should mention, Miguel Gonzalez is a former player here in Seattle University, so he'll have a home crowd as well.
We pause for the national anthem. The team shaking hands, and we're just about set to get going here at Starfire on a Wednesday afternoon. We're glad you're with us for this contest between Seattle and Colorado Springs Switchbacks. As we mentioned before, it is essentially a 6-point affair as Seattle have the chance to move up to 39 points in that tie for second place, whereas Colorado Springs, we haven't said this explicitly, but a win puts them 2 points clear and in the lead by themselves in the Western Conference.
Absolutely. Huge opportunity. Of course, they know it. They're going to come here and try and take off right away, see if they can control the game, and S2 is obviously going to look to attack right off the bat as well.
We'll take a look now at the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Switchbacks, starting in goal, David Legoric. He's played absolutely marvelously for them all season long. Along the back line, Jordan Burt, Chris Christian, Josh Phillips, and Taylor Hunter. The midfielders, Luke Vercoloni, the captain, Roni Argueta in the middle, and Shintaro Harada. Miguel Gonzalez, Chandler Hoffman, and Mike Seth are your forwards. Taking a look at the first 11 for Sounders 2 today, Charlie Lyon does get the start in goal. Giuliano Frano, Nick Miele, as you mentioned, Aaron Ashanti Fairclough in the back line, and Aaron Long on the left side. Sam Garza, Amadou Sanyang, Sergio, and Lorenzo Ramos are your midfielders. And up top, Pablo Rossi and Olex Anderson just returned from Olympic qualifying in the Caribbean.
Absolutely. Exciting time for Olex Anderson. Just disappointed to lose to Haiti there 1-0, but a great run for St. Vincent and Grenadines.
They are
he's back on the West Coast.
They are not out of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifying yet. That was the end of their Olympic qualifying attempt, but they have a playoff with Aruba, a two-match affair coming up on Monday the 31st and Tuesday the 8th of September. That's St. Vincent and Grenadines against Aruba to reach the group stage with the USA and Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, it's a long haul when you come from a small country like St. Vincent and Grenadines. Started way back in March, and they're looking to qualify for Russia 2018. So best of luck to them.
It's a long process, that's for sure. The qualifying procedure starts less than a year after we crowned a World Cup champion last year in Brazil. We're almost set for the start of this one. Sounders 2 in the Rave Green kits with the blue on the green socks. The Switchbacks all in white today with the navy blue numbers. And the officials for this contest, the referee is Josh Wilkins, Joshua Hames, and Benjamin Moore are the assistants, and Chipalo Street is your fourth official. Sounders will kick it off to start moving from our left to right as you watch. The sun may be a factor in the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit in the eyes of the Switchbacks here in the first half, but not a lot. It's mostly going to be overhead all afternoon. Wind looks like it's blowing from our right to left. We are almost set to go here. Rossi and Anderson kick it off, and we're underway at Starfire. Seattle Sounders and Colorado Springs Switchbacks looking to seize some playoff positioning here as we're underway at Starfire. Sending this one long and unable to find Sergio out on the wing, and it's going to be a Switchbacks throw-in. Miele sends it out of play, and it actually takes a touch off of a Colorado Springs player for a Seattle throw. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Heinzen from Starfire Sports Complex in Tukwila for this thoroughly looked forward to affair between Seattle Sounders 2 and Colorado Springs. We've had this one circled on the calendar for a while, Aaron.
Absolutely. It's very, very tight contest, like you said up there.
And a foul's going to be given. Getting knocked down was Sergio out on the left wing, and it'll be a free kick for Seattle. It's been a little bit of a rough stretch for S2. As we mentioned, they've not gotten a goal since they played against Portland in the 32nd minute on the 24th of July. That's the last time they scored a goal, 138 minutes in USL play.
That certainly can play with a team's mind, no question about it. They've got the goal scorer back in the starting lineup today.
Free kick taken into the area, headed clear. Rossi tries to settle it down, but moving up on the right side is Argueta. Trying to send it into the middle, but handled away by Frano. Sam Garza tries to chase it down, but it'll settle. Jordan Burt. Chris Christian, the center back, along with Josh Phillips. Now it's taken away. He's got a chance. Here does Anderson. Stepping in on the left side of the area. Turns a shot high up and over the bar. Nice theft to set that opportunity.
That was great work by Olex Anderson, just using his speed. Pace breaks away from the defenders. You can see it right here. Great pace from him, as you can see him get past the last center back, but just can't get his shot right as it bounces up at the last second. But he was the goal scorer against Portland, the last goal that they've had. Nice to have him back in the starting lineup for Seattle.
Absolutely. Seattle glad to have him back from the Olympic qualifying campaign. As we mentioned, they were knocked out of that effort by Haiti over the weekend. But Anderson will presumably play in the World Cup qualifying coming up. Handball asked for, not given. but the throw-in will go to Colorado Springs. 3rd minute of play. Just underway here at Starfire. Nothing much doing so far except for the opportunity by Anderson that he sent over the top after taking it away in the midfield. Gonzalez tries to send it over the top, looking for Harada. Frano will send it forward. Anderson tries to control off his chest. It'll fall back towards Sanyang, and he can't keep it. Mike Seth, overlapping run into the area. Vercoloni falls to the feet of Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez, a shot on frame. Charlie Lyon takes that off his shins and earns a goal kick.
It's a good little shot from Miguel Gonzalez, who, as I mentioned earlier, Seattle University guy's got some fans here. You can see Frano was just pushed forward and had to get back. It was a nice effort diving in. Good block from Charlie Lyon.
It's good to get a save out of the way in the early going, get those jitters out of the way maybe. A good start for Lyon. Trying to pick out Anderson. It goes over everybody, and Chris Christian will chase it down and head it securely to David Legorek.
A big difference today, I think, for Colorado. Nathan, is going to be Chris Christian. He was not in the last game. Very, very solid center back. Shows a lot of poise and presence back there. It's a good matchup for Josh Phillips, who's also a local guy from Gonzaga University. I think that's your alma mater. Right?
It is indeed. I'm a Gonzaga graduate. Josh Phillips, a couple of Team of the Week appearances for USL this year, for Switchbacks, excuse me, in USL this season. Chris Christian, you were mentioning, this is actually only his 2nd appearance with the team. He is on loan from Atlanta Silverbacks in NASL. So from one S-backs team to another. Sounders controlling through the back, trying to find a way through. Trying to spring Anderson. Rossi with a nice ball. Anderson sends it into the area. I think he was trying to cross it further back, but it looked like it deflected off of Chris Christian.
And that's absolutely the ball you want to be finding. Anderson taking on Phillips, or one of those defenders one-on-one, getting a chance to use his pace up top there.
It's been very effective thus far for Sounders when Anderson has been in the lineup, which has not been a ton of the time. He's spent a lot of time on the international duty, as we mentioned, but very effective when he's here. And S2 are certainly thrilled to have him back.
Always tough when you're playing both for your Olympic and your full men's national team.
It is. Headed back for Chris Christian. Gives it to the skipper, Vercoloni, using a little bit of that speed. Tries to pick the through ball, and instead it's going to be sent clear nicely by Fairclough.
You can see Vercoloni loves to drive forward, take all the space he can, try and create something. That's why he's got the numbers offensively that he does.
It's rare to see a player that has such large numbers of both goals and assists, but that's the kind of player he is. Quick on the ball, looking for those opportunities both for himself and for his teammates, and you've been able to see it just in the couple of touches he's had so far. You can see that kind of quality from it.
He sits right in that number 10 position, just behind the front line. Kind of the creator, and a lot of opportunities to get goals as well.
Christian allows Phillips to play it all the way back by shielding Anderson. And David Legorek will send it long again. Aaron Long overran that one a little bit. Now he chases back. Slide tackle from behind. This might see a card. Looks like none is coming, but that's a tough challenge from behind.
Just take another look at it here. See if Vercoloni gets away from him. Long gets all the ball, maybe just catches him at the very end. Early, a little early for a card, but certainly in the back of the referee's mind.
It looked a little worse to me, I'll admit, live than it did on the replay. So a free kick for Colorado Springs on an angle from the corner of the 18, probably about 40 yards from the goalpost. Curling toward the penalty spot, headed away. And it looks like it's going to be a Colorado Springs throw-in. Taken quickly by Seth. Coming in to try and get ahead on that was Vercoloni. No. That's Chandler Hoffman, but he sent it out of play for a goal kick.
That was quite the throw by Jordan Burt. Just hurls it right in there. Something S2 will be noticing.
That's a weapon they've got to be aware of. That was at least as effective as the cross off of the free kick that we just saw. 8th minute of play here at Starfire. No score thus far between Sounders 2 and Switchbacks FC as Anderson tries to turn and win this one at the 18. Wins the ball, drops it back. Sergio outside. Lorenzo Ramos back for the captain and will go all the way back trying to get it to Frano. He keeps it in play and sends it long, but coming back the wrong way for it was Ramos, and it's turned over. Harada. Taken away by Fairclough. Sanyang back to Frano. Sergio chests it down for Sanyang, but it's going to go back again. Chopped up into the air a little bit. Choppy in the midfield here. Neither team really settling down on it. Aaron Long, this is Sam Garza. 9th minute at Starfire. Thanks for joining us on a Wednesday afternoon. Garza turns and makes his way through the midfield, chopped across. And getting ahead on that was Miguel Gonzalez. And now it'll be settled down by Aaron Long. All the way across onto the right side for Frano. Stepping into a little bit of space, turns it now for Sergio, tries to feed Anderson. Anderson unable to get there. Chris Christian turns it away. Nice idea there from the Brazilian.
Great little through ball from Sergio. Just a nice run from Anderson in behind, but wasn't able to connect.
Frano settles it down, drops it back for Ramos playing behind him temporarily. Sergio into the middle. Nice ball from Rossi, trying to get onto the end of it as Garza just shielded away by Taylor Hunter. And it's going to be a goal kick, but that's another nice idea, some forward play from Seattle.
Yeah, it's good moving from Rossi, just comes in and picks up the ball. This is very similar to the goal they got in Colorado, trying to slip through Garza, but again, the defender was savvy to it. But very, very nice play from Seattle this time, starting to show a little bit more control in the midfield.
Some opportunities for both sides here in the early going. We're in the 10th minute, but no real threat on goal. Charlie Lyon with one save, but I don't think it ever really threatened to get past him, as Colorado Springs will work out of the back. Join the conversation on Twitter. We're using hashtag SEAVCOS today, Seattle versus Colorado Springs. Give us a shout. Tell us where you're watching as we play in the 11th minute at Starfire. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Heinzen, who played at this level. We were talking a little bit earlier about the meaningfulness of games late in the season. How do you deal with the pressure as a player of knowing the impact that this can have?
Well, you think about it sometimes before the beginning of the game, and then once you get into it, it all kind of, you just get into your habits and do your job. It's about all you can do and not let the occasion take things over.
Gonzalez tries to go past two men at once, and instead it's going to be sent long for Anderson into the area. Anderson, a heavy touch. Is there a foul given? There's not. Seattle fans are absolutely incensed as David Legoric came out, did not get the ball, and took out Olex Anderson, but it's going to be nothing given as we look at the replay.
Now, here's the through ball. Anderson's got them both beat, takes a heavy touch, uses his pace, gets there first, and I think 9 times out of 10 when you see that, that's a penalty kick.
Yeah, I think exceptionally lucky right now, Colorado Springs, not to be playing without their goalkeeper as well as giving up the penalty. You can make the argument that the ball was going away from goal, but it's right on that ragged edge, and certainly I think should have been a penalty getting a look at that.
And I've certainly seen it, Nathan, where the keeper stays on the field. You see all kinds of interpretations in this rule. There's always something new, but no question, most of the time that is awarded as a penalty, and whether he gets a red card or not, that's obviously up to the referee sometimes, but here he is using his pace, gets the touch on it, collision with the goalkeeper, and I'm afraid he might have missed this one, the referee, Josh Wilkins.
Goric just doesn't get the ball. He plays the man, he doesn't touch the ball. You got to give that as a foul, in my opinion, and it's unfortunate for Seattle, who should be looking at a penalty here in the 13th minute. Hopefully, we haven't talked. Goric is still down on the field, and hopefully he's okay. We certainly don't want to see a man injured, but Ezra Hendrickson, frustrated over on the side, has been in the ear of the assistant this entire time.
Well, once again, Seattle just opening up the back line of Colorado. There's the touch right there. There's the collision. Goric, like you said, Nathan, doesn't get a piece of it whatsoever. He's touched it past him. Right there. Goric misses the ball completely, collides with Anderson. that's a penalty.
Ezra Hendrickson waving his arms in frustration as he has a seat on the Seattle bench. We're still taking a look at David Legorek. Of course, permitted to remain on the field as the goalkeeper after an incident, even though he receives attention. That's something that makes a lot of sense. So we'll get going again here, about a 2-minute delay, so that'll be added on at the end of the period. It looks as though Gorick is all right and will continue. And the restart is going to be a goal kick after the ball went out of play from the little bit of a heavy touch from Anderson. An absolutely marvelous opportunity for Seattle. Anderson did well to get to that ball at all.
Yeah, and you can just see some of the Sounder players questioning referee Josh Wilkins, why no call there, why no penalty, and he's just simply walked on. But they're still arguing. Sam Garza's still having a chat with him.
You know, you can't fault guys for wondering why that's not
Certainly.
given.
No question.
We'll restart with the goal kick now. We're into the 14th minute. No score here at Starfire. Thanks for spending your Wednesday afternoon with us. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Heinzen in the booth at Starfire, having a look at this contest that we've been waiting for a couple of weeks now. The draw in Colorado Springs. The goal, as you mentioned, scored by Sergio in that game. And Seattle hoping to get all 3 points here at home. Taylor Hunter sends it in for Vercoloni, who can't really control it, and Phillips has to chase back now, and he will control it again. Into the middle for Argueta. This is Chris Christian, the loanee from Atlanta Silverbacks. Touch for Gonzalez, into the middle now for Hirata. Tries to spring through for Gonzalez, but it's taken away neatly by Nick Miele. Long facing some pressure. And Colorado Springs take this one away. Looking for Gonzalez in the middle. Instead, it's knocked out of play for a throw in. Sergio got the touch on that. Vercoloni in the corner, can't keep control of it, gives up a throw into Seattle. 16th minute of play now, still no score. Seattle kind of look like they're trying to settle back down after they thought they should have been given the penalty about 5 minutes ago. They look a little bit ratty since.
Well, it's the first bit of drama we've had of the game, and anytime you feel like you've been hard done by, it takes a moment to relax and get back, refocus yourselves. But
we were just talking about that kind of focus, that you need to forget what the stakes are and just play the game. It's hard when you're frustrated to do the same thing, and you see that. We talked about Sergio. He's had those moments this year where the frustration's gotten the better of him, and Ezra Hendrickson just hoping that he can learn from those experiences and turn it into the kind of focus that you need.
Absolutely. He knows what his job is out there, and he knows he's had 2 cards in Colorado, know what kind of player he is.
And this foul is given against Josh Phillips, who took out Pablo Rossi just about 10 yards above the top of the 18. So it will be a free kick in a dangerous spot here for us too.
Like just Anderson having Phillips go over his back.
I'm sorry.
And already causing a lot of problems up there, Alex Anderson. This is a very good opportunity, by the way, for Pablo Rossi, as we've seen before, Nathan.
Absolutely. Rossi, we see in the very first match here, scored a marvelous free kick goal against Sacramento. He's had some others where he's assisted or put it right on frame and had to force the goalkeeper to make a great save. He's very talented from this kind of distance. Also, Sergio standing over this one, the left footer. 2 options as Colorado Springs set the wall with 3. 4 green shirts right around the 18. Looks like it will be Rossi curling toward the goal off the crossbar. High up in the air toward the penalty spot. It falls at the feet of Long and he can't find it, and it's sent away. Pablo Rossi off the pipe.
And he just has the most wonderful technique. Dips it right over the wall. It still has all the power in the world. The goalkeeper, has no chance. And this one just a little bit high for Pablo Rossi, but always exciting every time he has an opportunity to shoot one of those. Fantastic.
So close. The last time you and I were here, Aaron, Rossi missed a penalty halfway through the first half. He had a couple free kicks that he wished he'd taken better, and then he turned around and scored what ended up being the game winner in about the 58th minute. Looking for maybe a quicker response today, and he just missed.
Well, he certainly is due. Hasn't scored since July 12th against Arizona United here at Starfire.
Chopped back into the middle and a goal. Miguel Gonzalez puts Colorado Springs on the board in the 18th minute.
Well, that's just soccer for you. 1 minute, S2 have hit the crossbar. Next minute, Colorado Springs have a goal. And who else is assisting that other than Luke Vercoloni? Nice little ball into the path of Gonzalez, the local guy.
It's very well worked for Colorado Springs to take the lead. And Miguel Gonzalez gets credit for the goal. The Mexican played at Peninsula College and Seattle University, as you mentioned, as we take a look at the replay.
Little ball in, good cross run from Vercoloni. Frano doesn't follow him, and Gonzalez just places it perfectly past Charlie Lyon. It's a great run from Vercoloni to cause a little confusion there between Frano and Fairclough. It's a nice finish, too, by Gonzalez.
An absolutely marvelous backheeled cross from Luke Vercoloni as Anderson tries to win another one at the top of the 18. Wide open play at both ends here so far. Sanyang tries to chase it down. Vercoloni gets a touch. It falls to Argueta. Advancing back for Gonzalez, the goal scorer. Slows it down, Jordan Burt. Burt steps into the space, working against Frano. Tries to cross. This one's going to fall to Charlie Lyon. So in the 3 matches, and this being the 4th that we've had, Aaron, this is the first time that Sounders 2 have fallen behind at home. It's not the first time that's happened overall. They do have a come-from-behind win against Portland here, but a different look at the match now for S2. You're looking to get 2 goals to try and find all 3 points.
Well, a little bit of a test, kind of similar to the Vancouver game when they went down and the wheels at the end came off, and how can they mentally build themselves back? They are still 9-2 at home. Still very, very difficult to beat, but just had a few decisions go against them, and now they're down 1-0, and how can they respond?
It's a marvelous record they have here at Fortress Starfire, but the 2 losses have been very tough. 5-0 to Tulsa back in June, and then, as you mentioned, 3-0 against the Whitecaps here last week, or a week and a half ago. 20th minute of play now, as Switchbacks have the 1-0 lead. The goal was scored by Miguel Gonzalez in the 18th minute. Switchbacks will have a throw in near the midfield stripe. Just past the 20-minute mark. Sounders 2 now will have to play from behind, trying to find an equalizer and hopefully a winner. Is stepping through the middle is Vercoloni. Drops it back for Gonzalez, who can't keep the ball. Sergio takes it away. Now it's dropped back. Sergio again. For the captain, Sanyang into a little space. Flicks it out. Rossi tries to send it over the top for Anderson. Just a little heavy. Nice idea, though.
That's good effort by Sanyang. Rossi probably realizes he needed to hang on to the ball just a little bit longer until the play had completely developed. He had just started his run.
Chris Christian, a lot of space, kind of hesitating to step into it. Then he sends it long. Chandler Hoffman into the penalty area, now just outside of it. Tries to get across. Nice job to block it out for a throw-in by Ashani Fairclough.
And Miguel Gonzalez just slipping in the space in between Frano and Lorenzo Ramos. That's the opportunity there for Hoffman to run right into that spot in behind Frano, the right back.
Now here again
is 1v1 between Fairclough.
Sorry about that. Jordan Burt, the long throw again. It bounces at the feet of Sanyang, and it's cleared away nicely by Long. Sanyang gets a foot on this one, still high in the air just outside the penalty area. Onto the right side now, and Long turns it high into the air. Garza, rather. Garza gets it back. He'll switch the field now for Ramos. Ramos flicks for Frano on the overlap. Giuliano Frano. Back for Sergio. We'll look to the left this time. Aaron Long stepping into the attack. Sanyang. Sounders have a lot of men in the attacking third right now, playing carefully on possession. Switching the field back to the right again. Now we'll go back left. Sounders probing, looking, trying to find an opening to get through. They don't have a shot on David Agoric yet. The best opportunity came in the 11th minute when Anderson went pummeling through into the penalty area and was taken out by Goric. Sounders wanted a penalty. None was given as they have a throw in here. And just a couple of minutes later, the goal scored by Gonzalez is a cross for Anderson. getting up and getting a piece of that was Josh Phillips, as that, I think, was going on frame.
That was a great ball by Sergio, just between the two defenders. Anderson got a good header on it as well. Take another look at it here. Just places it perfectly. Far post. Anderson gets all the height. Great power on it. If it could made it through, it could have been a good goal for S2.
First corner of the match for Seattle. Toward the penalty spot and headed clear. Sanyang is going to have to try and win this one. A dangerous moment there, as chopping it back away was, I think that was Nick Miele.
Well, Miele just giving it up there on the right. Very, very dangerous spot. It was a good touch by Lorenzo Ramos. Playing the defense back there to hold it for S2.
Jordan Burt holds it, dribbles into the middle, and it's taken away off of his pass, but Switchbacks have it back now. Long ball onto the right, searching for Chandler Hoffman. Settles and chops it back, moving into the middle. Overlap. This is Mike Seth. Long tries to play it away. Seth gets it again through Long's legs. Tussle between these two. Sent out toward the touchline. Good work there by Mr. Long. Argueta gets the last touch, and it'll be a Seattle throw in here in the 25th minute. 1-0 the score to Colorado Springs on the goal in minute 18 by Gonzalez. Garza tried to turn it back over his shoulder. Instead, it bounces back into the middle. Nice work by Sanyang and Fairclough together to take it back away, but it goes out for a Colorado Springs throw in.
Yeah, good defense by Fairclough.
Fairclough defending in the area now as it falls back to the feet of Gonzalez, the goal scorer. Sends it back, long try by Burt, and it's outside and will be a goal kick.
Oh, very, very good try by Burt. Ball racing back towards him. It wasn't the easy as a layoff, but he got a hold of that. Fortunately for Charlie Lyon, it was not on frame. I was going to mention before, Ashani Fairclough, good defense, but maybe his distribution just a little bit needs to be a little more controlled, maybe find the feet of the player. He's had a couple balls where he's just kicked away, where he's got an extra moment to bring it down and find the feet of someone in the midfield.
Header one in the midfield by Chris Christian. And this is Gonzalez. Picked his pocket. Nice job by Sergio, and he keeps it in. Drops it for Frano. The captain back for Frano, and now Sergio will take it. Seattle looking for somewhere to go. Anderson makes the only run, but that's handled easily by Chris Christian. It goes into the middle. Coming out to get it again is Legoric, and this time he does get the ball, stays in the penalty area. That's nice work from the Colorado Springs goalkeeper.
Now this time, like you mentioned, Gorick does get his hands on the ball. You could just see the pace of Anderson, though, causing a lot of problems for the Colorado Springs center backs. That easy layoff header, a little bit lazy there from Chris Christian, and again, almost huge opportunity there for S2 and Olex Anderson.
He's just causing so many problems, as you said, along the back. Just getting to the ball, forcing people to make decisions or make sloppy plays, and causing loose balls.
And it's really something that shouldn't cause Colorado Springs many problems. Just a looping easy ball over the top should be easily handled.
Frano tries to slip it through for Pablo Rossi. It's taken away. Jordan Burt sends it across. That's another dangerous ball. Anderson was almost able to get to that one. Instead, it's out on the side. Back for Christian again. We're in the 27th minute here at Starfire. Nathan Murphy and Aaron Hines, and thanks for spending a Wednesday afternoon with us here on the Sounders 2 YouTube page, the USL YouTube page, as it's headed forward for Vercoloni. He's onside and controls. Watched there by Miele out on the outside, and Miele takes it away and sends it clear. Nicely done. Sounders settle this one. Sergio stepping into some space. Works it through. Sam Garza's making a run. Long slows it down, now gives it for Anderson out on the left side. Garza's in the middle. Anderson steps it back. Now it's Fairclough and Frano. They switch to the right. Little 1-2 with Sergio and Ramos, but it doesn't work out. Taking it back away again is Fairclough. Another great tackle.
Great timing from the Jamaican. Take the ball off Hoffman.
Miele and Long switch it out onto the left. Aaron Long still on the ball.
It's good build-up play earlier between Sergio. Ramos just couldn't get the ball back to him. But that's the kind of thing Sounders too are going to need from Sergio Mota.
Long ball. I think he thought that Rossi might have been making a run because it was a little bit far away from Anderson, and Rossi had just turned the other way. Phillips settles it down. Making the run on the near side is Hoffman, and it's chopped out of play by Fairclough. Attacking throw in, another chance for Jordan Burt to fling one into the area. 29th minute. Still 1-0 to Colorado Springs. No options in the penalty area. Burt throws it short. Gets it back from Hoffman, wins another throw in. Bright sun out here this afternoon. You can see Charlie Lyon shielding his eyes a little bit as he tries to direct traffic in his penalty area. Burt does take this one long into the area. Getting a head on it right into the arms of Charlie Lyon. Mike Seth put that one on frame.
Jordan Burt just continually throwing those very, very difficult throw-ins. So tough to stop because they can be so accurate with them.
As a defender, you're used to just putting it out of play and not worrying about it so much, but when you surrender a set piece every time you do it, you got to think a little bit differently. Sergio cuts it back. Aaron Long out on the left side. Finds Rossi, back for Long. Very deliberate, the Sounders right now, looking for that opening, as this one will have to be chased down by Fairclough. Keeps it in play. Back for Sun Yang. Not a lot of movement in the offense for Sounders right now, as another ball searching for Anderson right about the top of the area. Can't bring it down. Wanted a call from the referee. Looks pleadingly and doesn't get a whistle. Taken away by Frano. Ramos tries to settle. Taken away by Gonzalez. And now he commits a foul as chopped down was Shintaro Harada.
Well, Ramos just lost his footing on the ball a little bit, but not sure how much of a foul this might have been. I think he just caught a piece of his leg. A little bit of drama though from Shintaro Harada.
Free kick taken by Christian, goes out toward the right. Headed into the penalty area. Vercoloni is there. It's sent away by Miele. Into the middle, Fairclough surrenders a corner. First of the match for the Switchbacks. Harada will go over and take it. He's taken all of the dangerous set pieces, the attacking set pieces for Switchbacks thus far. 31st minute, now 32nd minute here at Starfire. 2/3 of the way through the first period. Corner swings out toward the top of the penalty area. Trying to settle it down there was Phillips, and it comes all the way out for the right back. Shot taken by Hunter, and Charlie Lyon handles that effort from distance.
It's always worrisome when someone's taking a shot right into the crowd standing in front of the goal, but this one Charlie Lyon saw coming all the way.
Unable to win that in the air is Ramos, and it falls to Harada, who gives it back for Hunter. Tried to backheel for Harada. Harada was going the other way, and Aaron Long will take it. Sun Yang back to Long. Now back to Lyon as they look to switch to the right. Seattle still playing very deliberately, trying to find an opening in the defense for the Switchbacks, who have really settled behind the ball after that goal. It looks like they're going to take the one and try and milk it all the way.
Well, they have their goal. They know they've got some set piece opportunities and some options. S2 just going to continue to play their game, move the ball, get some possession, a little fluidity, and see if they can get something on Anderson in behind or with Rossi.
Fans, make sure and visit uslsoccer.com for all the latest news and live stats, and check out the social media hub. That's all at uslsoccer.com. Nathan Murphy, former USL professional Aaron Heinzen. Starfire Sports Complex here in Tukwila as Seattle Sounders looking to come back. They have fallen behind at home for the second straight match, but a little bit of a different feel to this one as Seattle's had quite a bit of possession, probing forward, trying to find that equalizer before halftime. They've won a throw-in in the attacking half. Taylor Hunter does not like that decision. Give a hello to Sandra, who was watching on her phone this afternoon. Glad you're with us.
Very nice diagonal ball, by the way, by Amadou Sanyang. Just to get Garza on that far side. I wasn't sure that was going to make it, but got themselves a throw-in in the attacking third.
Anderson tries to turn right at the corner of the penalty area, and it's sent clear instead. We've seen that kind of good creative play from Seattle in the attacking third. A lot of nice little through balls and things like that. And aside from the one opportunity where Anderson got through and got taken by Gorick, there hasn't been a whole lot that's worked through onto goal. But I like the way that they're trying to attack. Another chance for Anderson, but it's too far for him, and Gorick handles this one easily.
Well, Anderson, for most of this first half, seems like he's operating by himself. Rossi's really dropped into the midfield to see if he can pick it up in spaces there and release Anderson through. But so far, Colorado Springs has done a nice job of keeping Rossi off the ball.
Unable to win that header is Pablo Rossi, and Vercoloni tries to chase it down. Instead, Ramos sends it high. Sergio thought he was going to be able to take that, but instead it is knocked out of his way by Argueta. Chris Christian seeking ball out onto the left. Hoffman gets ahead to it, but it's going to just roll into the area for Charlie Lyon. He'll roll it right back out for the captain, Sanyang. Aaron Long now on the ball. Is it just me, or does Seattle look a little tired right now?
Well, they're just moving the ball. They could probably move it a little bit quicker, that's for sure, Nathan, but recognizing that it's going to be very hot out there, they want to just keep the possession.
This time it's Ramos up top, and he almost gets a chance to run onto it. It's headed back dangerously by Chris Christian, but David Legoric's able to handle it.
There's another opportunity when Seattle get a little bit more time on the ball. They can find Anderson. Maybe it's just not so direct. It was a great grab by Chris Christian at the last minute.
Anderson sticks his leg out and settles this one. Tries to give for Garza. He has to slow up to take it into the middle. Now it's Sergio. Frano's running on the right. Nice dummy from Frano, crosses it into the middle. And it's going to fall out towards Sanyang. He can't get there. Christian looks to spring Colorado Springs the other way. Gonzalez on the ball. Slows it down a little bit into the middle. This is Argueta. Harada out onto the right. Chandler Hoffman steps. Vercoloni tries the back heel again, but going the wrong way this time was Gonzalez. It's exactly the same thing as got them the goal.
Well, a little misread there from Gonzalez. Vercoloni loves darting in those little spaces between the center backs and flicking it. And you can another player coming through.
You can see the chemistry between those two. They've certainly played together quite a bit this year, and it's worked out for them today with that goal in the 18th minute. Gonzalez, your scorer, the assist to Vercoloni, the captain, and that is your scoreline, 1-0 to Colorado in the 37th minute. A lot of possession for Sounders, too, since then. Carefully looking for an opportunity to exploit. They've tried to send the ball over the top for Anderson or for Ramos several times, and it hasn't yet worked out for them. But you feel like that chance might be coming, Aaron. Stepping up, Gonzalez wins the ball and steps into some space. Has a runner, it's Hoffman. Instead drops it for Vercoloni. Fakes the shot, turns into the area. Now he chops it back for Harada. Shintaro Harada. This is Hoffman on the left. Sends it over the top. Had some pace behind it.
Well, it was a good counterattack by Colorado Springs. Frano was pushed up on the right-hand side. Rossi was struggling to get back. And we take another look right here. Good patience as well from Vercoloni. And there's the ball to the far post. Hoffman, very, very difficult angle here to strike a ball like that. Would have been some goal.
He actually did pretty well to keep it as close as he did. Fans, make sure and become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. That's facebook.com/USL. Foul given against Seattle, as Anderson just a little bit too physical in the middle there with Harada. Quick restart. Switchbacks looking onto the left. Christian sending it toward Hoffman, but he can't sky and get it. Mike Seth was there as well, but instead, and no foul given again, as tumbling to the deck was Sam Garza, and Colorado Springs will go the other way. Gonzalez headed into the area. That was Mike Seth getting on that one, but it rolls harmlessly and bounced, picked up by Charlie Lyon.
Well, referee just thinks it's a good tackle. Says play on. S2 just have to react to that. Not much he can do.
Sergio out for Giuliano Frano. Sergio playing very deep today behind Son Yang most of the time, as it's Aaron Long. Garza. Son Yang keeps possession nicely. Now he gives it for Ramos. Lorenzo Ramos. Sergio with some space on the right. Swings it further out for Frano. A step over, he'll try and move down to where he can cross, and he cannot get it past Jordan Bird, who has some space now to move forward. Looking for Vercoloni, instead he gives it to Sergio. Nice work by the Brazilian. And Ramos settles. Back for Son Yang as we play in the 40th minute here at Starfire. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Heinzen, thanks for joining us.
I can see Nathan. Sergio's dropped in a little bit to help out. Son Yang's going to stay in the middle, and you see how high Frano's going to play as Lorenzo Ramos slides in towards the center, maybe get a little more work between him and Olex Anderson.
Frano just had himself moving the wrong way, couldn't get a first step quick enough, and unable to keep that one in place. Sergio with a nice thought to feed him.
Certainly a lot of work. Frano's played almost every game all summer. Might be feeling a little bit now in his legs.
He's certainly been a stalwart for Seattle, first in the midfield and now in the back line. Now, we talked in the open about Sergio and about how effective he's been when he's been on the field. You can really see that today and how well he's worked trying to set up some of these runs onto the right side. Harada settles it down. Argueta, rather. Now it's Gonzalez. Harada dummies this one. Luke Vercoloni has a little bit of space to step forward. Chandler Hoffman out on the right wing. Cuts back toward the top of the 18. Leaves it for Harada. He gets it back with a little bit of space. Has a shot over the top, crossbar. And out for a goal kick. That was closer than I thought it was going to be.
That was very good work from Harada in the midfield. We take a look at it here. Just plays the ball back, gets it again from Argueta. He just sits in that space. Has time, goes forward. Just can't quite get it underneath that crossbar, but dangerous shot from Shintaro Harada.
He's had two from long range. The first one was on frame, and that one did not miss by much. Good efforts from 25 yards plus. Harada, 34 years of age, a decade and a half in the Japanese Football League, played for Crystal Palace Baltimore when they had a program in the eastern United States, also played for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the Dayton Dutch Lions. Seattle throw, and we're in the 42nd minute here as we approach the end of the first half. Seattle trying to find an equalizer after the 18th minute goal by Miguel Gonzalez put Colorado Springs in front as Ramos tries to run onto this one. And Jordan Burt sends it clear. Sticking his heel out behind him was Harada to try and control it. It falls to Frano. Into the middle, Sam Garza. Anderson wanted to turn with that, just stepped a little bit too soon. Chandler Hoffman settles for Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez. Three men defending him. Gives it to Harada. Now it's Vercoloni. Turns toward goal. Hoffman making a diagonal run, and he almost got it to him just behind. Nice idea.
Could just have a look at Harada again, finding the space in there behind San Yang and Malta. Just need to do a little bit more and their responsibility in the defense. One man beating two just like that. Colorado Springs have a ball through. They're just kind of winning the midfield battles right now, Nathan. Dominating possession, winning the 50-50 tackles, causing extra problems for that back line of Seattle.
It's probably the most dangerous, cohesive build-up since we saw them score the goal back in the 18th minute. Sounders, too, meanwhile, are approaching 180 minutes without a goal. Sergio drops it back for Frano, 44th minute. About a minute and 45 left in the 45 in the first half as we wait to see how much stoppage time we'll see, at least a couple of minutes after the injury to David Legoric. Anderson fighting, sent away by Taylor Hunter, and forward looking for Hoffman. We're being told there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Sergio, Giuliano Frano on the right. Sergio has some space in the middle, tries to spring Anderson over the top. It's a good one. He controls in the 18, tries to turn back toward the middle and can't keep it. And it's smothered by David Legoric. Nice opportunity there for Seattle.
Well, again, nice ball this time from Mata. Sergio Mata just over the top, in behind Chris Christian. Having to do the cover as Josh Phillips. Anderson wins it down, but can't get away as that back line collapses right away, and Jordan Burt's able to knock it back to his goalkeeper.
As always, folks, a big thank you to Bootstrapper Studios for producing today's broadcast. They feature live streaming of sports and events of all sizes. Visit them at bootstrapperstudios.com as Garza makes a run toward the corner of the 18, and it's forced out. What do we got? Corner kick. Good work by Sam Garza.
Great work by Garza. Picks up the ball, uses his pace, gets into the 18. Can't quite get his foot on it for that final pass, but excellent work from Sam Garza. Huge opportunity now for Sounders.
Second corner for Seattle. Rossi over it. Curling near the 6, takes a deflection off of a Switchback's head, and chasing it down now is Burt. We're into the 2 minutes of stoppage time now. Nice work by Frano to head that one down, and Sergio collects. Sounders will try and press here for the last couple of minutes. Turning on it as Ramos keeps it against 3. Nice work to keep it. Back for Sergio.
It's those tiny victories like that, Lorenzo Ramos winning that ball between all those players, that will help energize this Sounders 2 team.
1-2 between Frano and Ramos as Frano cuts into the area. Loses his footing. Sounders again want a whistle. Didn't look to me like there was much there, but Sounders frustrated again as Goric sends it long. Trying to run onto it is Chandler Hoffman, but it'll go all the way through to Charlie Lyon.
That was a great little run from Frano. Just loses his balance at the very last minute and falls over. I think I agree with you. No reason for a foul there or anything.
Great run from Frano.
But again, all that came from Lorenzo Ramos just winning that ball back in the midfield. We haven't seen enough of that from S2 today.
Ramos now trying to settle this one. Over the top to win it is Burt. Now Hirata on the ball. About 45 seconds left in the first half. Running long, trying to settle this one down is Gonzalez. He can't keep it in play. And good thing for Sounders, Fairclough was wrong-footed, nowhere close.
Now they love playing that ball out on the right-hand side and finding the weak spot to get on the left just with the one touch. Been very dangerous for them today.
Rossi touches it through for Anderson, who gives it back, and Rossi can't control. One last chance to move forward for Colorado Springs. About 20 seconds left in the period. Hirata. Gonzalez on the left wing. Looking for a chance to cross. Vercoloni is there, but Fairclough knocks it down, and Frano will settle. Very little time left now. Maybe one last chance for Seattle. Anderson tries to run on it, and that's the end of the first half. We've had 45 minutes here at Starfire. After one half, it's Seattle Sounders 2-0, and Colorado Springs Switchbacks 1, and a beautifully worked goal, Aaron Heinzen, from the Switchbacks in the 18th minute.
Yeah, they were absolutely thrilled to have that goal, obviously, especially just before the penalty opportunity for Sounders 2, or what could have been a penalty. But that's the way things have gone for S2 so far. We'll see what comes in the second half.
Sounders have work to do here to try and find 3 points on the afternoon. We'll break the half down and look forward to the second after the break. Thanks for watching Seattle Sounders FC2 on YouTube.
Welcome to Seattle.
Finally, yes. It's been a crazy week, right?
Ziggy. Hey, how are you?
I just got into
Buenos días. Oh, no, buenas noches. Bueno, primero que todo, trabajar duro, ganarme un puesto y hacer lo que he venido haciendo. Yo creo que ando en un buen nivel, demostrarlo cuando me den la oportunidad y salir campeón, que eso es un objetivo que me he trazado ahorita que me dieron esta oportunidad de estar acá. Y bueno, Dios primero a trabajar duro para llegar a ser campeón con este equipo.
What's up, Bob? You good?
¿Qué pasa?
Bien.
Bien.
Español.
Muy poquito. Muy respeto por Gonzo. Very good player.
Creo que se representa mucho. La gente en Panamá quedó muy contenta por esta contratación. Hace tiempo la gente en Panamá estaba esperando una oportunidad y bueno, gracias a Dios se dio esta oportunidad. Yo también la estaba buscando hace rato y bueno, contentos de estar acá.
The beautiful game. It's played and loved all over the world. But here in Seattle, we think the game's a little more beautiful and green. Young and old, we were all born in '74. Our passion has no age. A city constantly striving. It's going to take all of us to reach the top. Most people would say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Not us. We're not just here to win. We're here to make history. We'll give you everything we have. You give us your full 90.
We got an invite from our local Western Washington McDonald's to come out and spend some time with some kids. Obviously, been here a couple times before, and Roger and I will be here today, just kind of hanging out, you know, taking a tour of the facility again, meeting some new faces, probably play a little bit of footy, and just have a good time.
Ronald McDonald House houses families whose kids are being treated at Children's Hospital. So Brad Evans, you see in the background, and myself out here hanging with the kids, giving them a little bit of fun, activity, bright spot in days that, you know, could be struggling a little bit.
Ronald McDonald House! Yeah, all right.
Courage, passion, community from day one, 2009, that's what the organization has been built on. And every day we try and live up to that. You know, players like Brad Evans make it easy with his passion, not only for the game of soccer, you know, but being part of this Seattle community and, you know, working with kids.
1, 2, 3, Seattle. Especially when you're in a rut like this, it you know, it's just good to know that there's something out there other than soccer. You know, and to go beyond that, it's you know, to realize the importance of this is, you know, putting smiles on families' faces, on kids' faces, and you know, they look up to us, and it's important for us to get out here and reciprocate.
Soccer is an unbelievable way to connect, whether that's, you know, with kids, whether that's with different cultures. And, you know, I think our players, and then you look around the league and there are other MLS teams doing wonderful things in the community as well. So as much as we can leverage the game of soccer to do that, you know, I think we're all, you know, all trying to accomplish the same thing.
Does your child want to take their game to the next level? Enroll them in a Sounders FC summer camp. With a wide variety of camps available for ages 4 to 18 across Washington, Sounders FC camp system provides opportunities for boys and girls of all skill levels to develop their game, interact with new friends, and become a deeper part of Sounders FC. Campers will be able to improve their technique in a fun environment that promotes confidence and learning. They'll even get the chance to meet and learn from Sounders FC players. Sign up today at soundersfc.com/camps.
One 0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks lead Seattle Sounders 2 at halftime. Welcome back to Starfire. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Hines, and thanks for spending part of your Wednesday afternoon with us. Sounders with all the work to do in the second half. We saw a lot of great play from Alex Anderson in the first half, but not a ton of support. What does Seattle need to do to try and find a goal up top?
Well, as we mentioned in the first half, Rossi just looking a little bit tired. Maybe push up a little bit more and support Anderson. We saw Lorenzo Ramos tuck in from the right to help Anderson. That kept possession a bit more for S2. I think in the second half, they're still going to look for him over the top, use his pace, but maybe have somebody else coming in underneath so he can actually find an outlet for that.
Sounders surrender that goal, but overall a pretty good defensive effort for them. How would you characterize the effort by the back line so far?
Well, S2's done pretty well. Frano has to be careful just a little bit when he goes high. They're doing a nice job of getting him behind him one-on-one against the center backs. And you always have to take a look. Colorado Springs loves that ball to the outside and the redirect pass back into the middle. We saw that numerous times in the first half. It's been very dangerous for Colorado Springs. That'll be something that Ezra Hendrickson talks about at halftime.
1-0 the scoreline. Colorado Springs got the goal in the 18th minute, as we'll take a look at the highlights of the first half here. And we start with a dangerous throw in from we start with a shot here on the left.
And this is Gonzalez just driving in. Good little effort, but very, very tough angle. Charlie Lyon handles it no problem. And here's Jordan Burt with his throw-ins. We'll see another one here, but absolutely a lot of pace and very dangerous. And here's S2 going the other way. This is the penalty opportunity. You could just see Anderson gets the touch there first. Not sure what the referee saw on this one, but no penalty for S2 and a big, big opportunity gone by. Now it's Pablo Rossi's chance. As we mentioned before, he's so lethal with his free kicks. This one just doesn't get underneath the bar for him. And just right after this, Colorado Springs find the back of the net. This is the run, great run from Vercoloni. Finds Gonzalez and he finishes it. Very, very nice finish. But you could see why Vercoloni goals and assists. Good little vision. Has a look, tricky flick, and there it is. And here's Burt again with a throw-in. Another one near post. No one in behind this one this time, but S2 most certainly will be talking about that one at halftime. And finally, the last little bit, as Frano just dances inside, can't keep his feet. I think he was a little bit surprised to get in there, but it was a great effort from him.
Not without their chances have been S2 so far. We talked a little bit about the penalty. In the first half, we certainly were sharing the opinion that should have been given. If it had been, do you think red card or no?
It's a tough call. As I said before, some referees would award a red card. Others would just let it go, and it's one of those things it's tough to tell. But for me, it's a penalty, no question. I think you see that almost every single time. Player gets there first, and like you mentioned, Nathan, even if he is touching it away from the goal, he's there first. His opportunity to get to it has been taken away, and you see that a penalty almost every single time. But didn't go S2's way. They just have to turn around, get past it, see what they can do in the second half.
You didn't see a whole lot of just worrying about that. They did a nice job of focusing on play, and they had some long strings of possession there in the first half, just unable to direct one all the way into the back of the net. So they've got the work to do if they want to find all 3 points. They trail 1-0 here at the half. The goal coming in the 18th minute off the foot of Miguel Gonzalez for Colorado Springs. An entertaining game. It's what we expected, and certainly hasn't disappointed through 45.
Absolutely. I expect a very good second half. We'll see. S2, as we mentioned, they have their work cut out offensively. I think they kind of ran out of ideas, maybe a little bit of energy in the midfield. They look for those long balls over the top for Olex Anderson, and the center back started to win most of those. Christian Phillips doing a nice job cutting those out. Mata continually dropping deeper, trying to play those long balls over the top to Anderson. It didn't get too many through unless the center backs made a mistake. So I think in the second half we'll see maybe a little more joining in from the wings and from the outside backs getting forward. But they have to do something if they're going to get back on the score sheet here.
As the half wore on, you saw, as you mentioned, Sergio getting more involved with trying to play some through balls, trying to play some balls over the top, looking for Anderson. And he started to become, it seemed to me, more effective as he was moving back and working, especially out on the right wing. He interplayed with Ramos a couple of times out here. I want to go back to a moment that you pointed out when it happened, and that was Ramos winning the ball and holding it against 3. That's something you said we need to see more of in the midfield. How does that work for Seattle?
Well, yeah, I think it was a case of Colorado Springs winning just about every 50-50, and for a while, psychologically, that gets very draining for a team. So it was wonderful to see him win it. He won it off of 2 players. He was able to find and keep the ball for Seattle for a few minutes, and now the team can step up and they can get a little more attack-minded. But for most of the half, we saw Colorado Springs always being first to the ball, always tenacious on the tackles, and that can be very draining for a side that continually has to drop, especially when your outside backs are already pushed forward and there's plenty of space in behind for those forwards to go one-on-one against the center backs.
All that said, it's just 1 goal to make up, and the Sounders have certainly shown that they're capable of scoring goals in bunches at Starfire, particularly in the second half. We've seen some absolute onslaughts from them here in some of the matches this year. So Seattle looking to find some goals. Colorado Springs, they got the one. They really kind of settled back behind the ball after that, content to take their goal and try and milk it out.
Absolutely. Well, we know what they can do on set pieces with the throw-ins. They got a lot of big players. Vercoloni seems to be very dangerous and almost everywhere inside the midfield. Very active inside the penalty area. So no question about it. Colorado Springs can drop off and sit on their 1-goal lead. Again, they don't want to drop too far because then they put themselves under a more pressure than necessary. But I think we'll see more of that from them in the second half. As far as S2 goes, don't forget, Nathan, they do have Damian Lowe on the bench who they can bring in, maybe bring a little more physicality inside the midfield. You also have the possibility of Myron Samuel. A lot of speed up front. We might see him maybe partner up with Olex Anderson. A lot of options for Ezra Hendrickson and S2 in the second half, and I'm looking forward to see what they bring.
You have to make the assumption that Myron Samuel will find his first appearance for S2 at some point this afternoon. He is in the 18 and available, and it will be interesting to see the interplay between the St. Vincent and the Grenadines teammates, international teammates, as they joined forces here in Seattle for the first time.
No question about it. I think it'll just be a matter of time in the second half that we'll be seeing them going in. In fact, just taking a look at the substitutions right now, it looks like we're going to see them sooner rather than later.
2 men in Rave Green are up on the far sideline. We'll take a look and see.
And no question, it is Damian Lowe.
Yep. And Samuel will also make his Sounders 2 debut as well. So 2 changes at halftime for Seattle. We'll try and let you know who they are replacing as we find out. But Myron Samuel, his first appearance for the Rave Green. As we mentioned in the open, from the same town as head coach Ezra Hendrickson. He has 17 goals and 46 appearances for Vincy Heat. And he also has 17 international goals for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah, very, very effective player up top for them. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A lot of experience, 46 international caps.
It's not his first trip to Seattle either. He was actually on trial with Sounders back in 2011. Didn't stick around then. He is hoping to stick around now, as it looks as though the Vincentian teammates will pair up top. It looks like Pablo Rossi has departed. And it also appears... Who did he replace in the back?
It's just going to be a Shawnee Fairclough. He's out on the right. It looks like it's going to be
I think Frano
Long.
Left. Oh, Frano's over on the left.
Yeah,
now.
it's Aaron Long.
So Frano moves to the left side. He's on the near side of your screen now. Frano moves over here. Long has moved out of the match. Nick Miele in the middle with Damian Lowe, and then out on the right is Fairclough. We're underway in the second half. Switchbacks start us now. They lead at 1-0. The goal coming in minute number 18, and that's been the only one of the match.
Yeah, Long's in midfield. Actually, Nathan, we didn't see him hiding there right in between the midfield. It's going to be Lorenzo Ramos that takes the break here.
All right. Well, a good effort, certainly. A good effort from Ramos. And Myron Samuel does make his first appearance, replacing Rossi up top. So we'll get a chance to see him and Olex Anderson working together. As we mentioned, teammates on the national team for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as Frano plays it. Drops back for Aaron Long, who moved into the midfield in place of Ramos. And here's Fairclough in his new slot out on the right. Sanyang now. Long turning with it. Back for Sanyang. And earning the free kick is Anderson. Just underway here in the second half. As we take a look at the foul.
And just catches him right there. Anderson able to slip away. Little tackle there from Jordan Burt. A couple of bigger characters in there now. Long in the midfield is able to push up.
Sergio will take the free kick, curling in toward the, punched away by Legoric. David Legoric, nice job to get on that one. Still on the deck.
That's a tough collision there. Looks like that's a Shawnee Fairclough. Very brave, sticking his head. I think he gets to the ball just about the same time as Gorick.
Holding his head. Hopefully Fairclough's going to be all right. Is coming out to take a look as the training staff for Sounders 2, as we'll take a look.
There he is, Fairclough. Just very, very brave for him.
He nearly got it too.
Ball comes right in there. David gets there first.
Gorick gets the punch on it, sorry. And just unable to get there in time is Ashani Fairclough. Hopefully he will be okay and able to return. Pouring water on his head over there, so you got to assume he's at least thinking about coming back. And we're going to have a drop ball here. Uncontested. Switchbacks were on possession, and they will keep it. Sending it forward. Now all the way back for Taylor Hunter. Harada. Vercoloni sends it all the way out. Now it's taken by Argueta. Roni Argueta just a little bit too far for Hunter. Seattle throw in on the far side. 49th minute of play here. We're just underway in the second half. Nathan Murphy and Aaron Hines, and thanks for joining us on a hot Wednesday afternoon in Tukwila. 1-0 the score. Colorado leading on the strength of the goal in the 18th minute by Miguel Gonzalez.
We're just going to see Sergio sit in behind Anderson. Samuel's going to go out onto the right. Long's going to help out defensively in the midfield, where Seattle had a few struggles in the first half, partnering with Sanyang.
So a different look for Seattle coming out. The two substitutions and also several new positions for folks who are out here already. Seattle hoping the new look will contribute to some success, rather. Sergio tries to chase this one down, but David Legoric sends it long. This is Aaron Long. Sergio. And now a cross sent in by the new arrival, Samuel. Sam Garza settles it. Anderson earns the corner. Nice work offensively from Seattle here, showing some life to start the second half.
Better already, like you said, Nathan. Just winning that extra ball, getting on the attack, and won themselves a corner already in the first half.
Third of the match.
Second half.
For Sounders 2. Looks like Sam Garza will come take it. Heads toward the penalty spot. It's headed clear. It will be a Seattle throw in on the far side. Myron Samuel chops it back toward the middle. Lurking there is Fairclough, who's pushed way up high, and it goes out. Does it go out? Yes, it's another corner.
Well, that's exactly what you want out of your substitutes, making a difference right away.
Absolutely. Hold up, says the referee. What have we?
Just a little bit of pushing and shoving in the box.
No more of that, if you please. Curling toward the goal, getting ahead on it, in toward the goal, it's in! It's Sanyang! And it only took 6 minutes for Seattle to find the equalizer in the second half.
Just like that, yeah, it's Samuel. Oh. That's well won by Miele on the far post. Good ball in from Sergio. You can see it right here. Great header down by Miele, and Samuel just pops in front of the defense. He's standing right on the goal line. And what a debut. Been on for only a few minutes, just like that. He's got the equalizer for S2.
I think he will find it very welcoming here in Seattle if he does that every time he comes onto the field.
No question.
Myron Samuel, 6 minutes into the match, and he has equalized here in Tukwila. A whole new match in the 52nd minute. The goal comes in the 51st. Long corner, and it was headed down, as you said, by Miele. And it fell perfectly, just punching it behind. Myron Samuel gets his first goal in 6 minutes. Ferrano comes back to take that one away. Miele. This is Sanyang.
Well, Ezra Hendrickson has to be thrilled with his halftime changes.
No kidding.
Now we'll see what Colorado Springs can do. They do have a World Cup veteran as a coach, 1990 World Cup.
Absolutely.
Steve Trishu. He'll certainly be taking a look at what's going on the field now, as S2 just seem to be dominating, have new life.
Look at this. And a foul is given, is getting taken to the turf. was Olex Anderson, and just a lot more life in Sounders right now.
That's excellent work from Anderson. Just fighting off 2 tackles. Take a look at it here. Chris Christensen thinks he's won it back. Anderson stays with it. Harada thinks it's a foul and then goes and fouls Anderson.
And now a yellow card has been issued to the center back, Chris Christian. I'm not sure if it was for the foul or for discussion after it, but he goes into the book in the 53rd minute. So it will be Sergio lining up over the free kick. He sent the corner in that led to the goal just a moment ago. And he'll whip this one into the box. 6 green shirts. That one comes outside the near post.
Sergio looking for a little element of surprise there. Everyone thinking it's going to be an in-swinging cross. Goes for goal. Maybe a little bit ambitious, but had good power on it.
You know, I like ambitious from Seattle right now. I do. I like them pushing forward. I like the energy. As you said, give a lot of credit to Ezra Henderson. He pushed the right buttons at halftime, and it looks like a completely different side right now.
We got the introduction of the experience of Damian Lowe in the back line. Fairclough's going to do his best to try and shut down the right side where Colorado Springs were so prolific in the first half. And now Frano, who can still get forward, is taken over on the left where we didn't see as much from Colorado Springs.
Just a different look from the Rave Green, and it's worked out so far. Stepping in toward the area, Miguel Gonzalez drops it back for Coloni. Thinks about a shot, instead sends it onto the far side for Hunter. Tries to send it in, and it's deflected out. Good work from Frano. Throw in for Colorado Springs.
So it's just Taylor Hunter trying to get it on the back post. Frano, again, just has to keep his head up, looking on both sides. Was able to recover quickly. Certainly has to be aware of everything that's around him, though, back there.
Hunter's throw in is dangerous. And that will be a corner. Last touch by Lowe. It's just the second of the match for Colorado Springs. Seattle have had 4, and the goal came off the most recent one. 55 minutes gone by here at Starfire. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Hines, and thanks for joining us as Sounders, too, have come roaring back here in the second half to equalize. Corner comes in, headed toward the penalty spot. Now it's sent away by Sergio. Switchbacks will settle. Argueta. Taken away by Saunier. Fairclough finds Samuel. Picks it up deep, picks up ahead of steam. Myron Samuel moves toward the corner of the area, into the middle for Anderson. Has a shot, took a deflection, and that will be a corner kick for Seattle. Look at the interplay.
That's great work from Samuel. Takes his man on, puts him off balance, finds Anderson, who wants to link up. Another corner yet for S2.
Sergio out will take the corner. This one's swinging toward the goal, and Gorick will handle it.
Good pace on it, but just a little too close to the keeper for that one.
Fans, make sure and follow @USL on Twitter to become a league insider. Join club conversations and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. That's twitter.com/USL, @USL. And make sure and use hashtag SEAVCOS, Seattle versus Colorado Springs, to join in the conversation here this afternoon as the foul goes against Sounders, too.
Well, Colorado just able to break out of that space. We saw Sergio go to close down Argueta. He just skates right by him.
That one goes all the way through for a goal kick.
But just those little details, allowing players that much space and time to push forward, then everybody has to get back on defense. You just keep those, give a little more effort on the defense, even if you are a higher playing player way up in the forward line. Do a little bit more effort, and it doesn't have to be as much running for everyone else sometimes.
Well, you look at how far back came Samuel to pick it up on that last run. He picked it up 15 yards inside his own half,
Yeah,
and he carried it all the way into the penalty area. Garza tries to slip it through. It falls back to him instead. Damian Lowe. looking confident on the ball, having just come in. Out on the wing, this is Samuel. Samuel, the goal scorer. Just 6 minutes into his first appearance for Seattle. And he's on the score sheet in an absolutely huge match. Frano on the left. Captain Sanyang playing very deep early in the second half.
Well, it's given Seattle an opportunity. You bring Long and Sanyang back there instead of Sergio and Sanyang. Now Sergio can push forward, get a little more combination work, get the ball higher with Anderson. And of course, Samuel now coming back as well.
Samuel takes this and keeps it, working past two, and now a third defender, back heel. Chance to run on for Sergio. Into the 18, cuts it back, forward again. Tries to cross, it's in the air. Two Sounders were there and they could not get there. Anderson was there and so was Sam Garza, so close.
One of those cases of maybe too many players around the ball right inside the box. Excellent work there. As the ball's brought into the box, we'll just see it right here. Here's Sergio twisting and turning. Fantastic effort, gets it all the way across, takes a deflection, 3 guys on the back post. Anderson and Garza, no one can decide who's taking it, and ball goes wide. A huge opportunity there for Sounders too.
And now down on the field is Samuel. Looks like he may have cramped up a little bit. Hope he's going to be okay. That would be a very unfortunate piece of luck for him and for Sounders, but
and just checking out his ankle, might have caught it. Like you said, Nathan, hopefully he's all right. He's had such an effect so far.
You can't argue with a goal 6 minutes into your first appearance.
Certainly not.
And not just that, he's had, that was only one of the 3 or 4 really good moments he's had. And we mentioned that run where he took it from well inside Seattle's half all the way forward. He's had several chances, and he just seems to be making things happen already in the first 15 minutes of his time wearing the Rave Green. Being attended to over on the far side, not near the Sounders bench. It looks as though he's going to try and come back in, hopefully. In the meantime, we'll resume with the goal kick. Mike Seth gets ahead to it. Now turning with it is the skipper, Vercolone. Josh Phillips. Now this is Shintaro Harada. Has a little space. Send it into the corner. And Fairclough takes a shove as the ball was going out of play there. Over on the far side, I think that's Jordan Burt who was working all the way up from his left back spot. And he thought he got fouled by Fairclough, and he came up and shoved pretty hard.
Well, let's take a look at it here. There's Fairclough closing him down. He's just the kick out after he spins over.
Yeah.
After he flips over, just kicks out at Bird a little bit. Fortunate there, then Fairclough doesn't pick up a yellow.
It's out for a corner. Third of the match for Colorado Springs. Anderson comes sprinting back into the area. He'll take a position on the near post. And Harada will take the corner. It curls toward the 6. Headed away by Fairclough. Colorado Springs throw in. We're in the 62nd minute here at Starfire. 1-1 is your score. Sanyang sends this one clear. Samuel's back on the field. That's great to see. But he's unable to win that one. And Colorado Springs will settle. It'll be interesting to see how they approach this final half hour. A point ties them for first place with Oklahoma City. And they may be content to hope for that, but so far they seem to be continuing to push forward. Gonzalez into the area.
Well, you can see Amadou Sanyang motioning to his players. I have to get out a bit quicker. Took them a long time to put any pressure on Colorado back there. Once the ball was cleared, Colorado has a chance to put it back into the 18 of Seattle.
Sam Garza gives it for Aaron Long, makes the overlapping run and gets it from it. Garza toward the top of the 18. Coming out is Dave Legoric. And maybe just a moment of hesitation there as Anderson thought he was offside. Garza couldn't get there.
Well, Aaron Long just puts it right into the feet of Garza. Good little run. Tries to do the misdirection on the dribble and just takes the touch a little too heavy.
We've seen Sam Garza do that before. He won a penalty on a very similar play against Real Monarchs Salt Lake a few weeks ago here. Stepping in toward the area. And is this a foul? I think it is given as a foul.
It is. See Damian Lowe just reaching out and grabbing the shoulder of Gonzalez.
And he'll
pick up a yellow card for it.
So in the 63rd minute, Damian Lowe is booked.
And he just brings Gonzalez back, who had broken away from Lowe just a little bit. Lowe's then able to sweep the ball away.
So the first caution of the afternoon for Seattle, and it sets up a dangerous chance for Colorado Springs just outside the corner of the area, and Harada will stand over the free kick. Sent in and sent away. Nice work there by Sergio.
Not the best ball from Harada that he's played today. Nice clearance though by Sergio.
This one floats toward the 18. Long is in the air, can't win it. Bounces around a little bit, now it falls to Sergio. Tries to pick out Samuel, he'll control it just inside the attacking half for Seattle. Long ball looking for Garza, he's got him. Now Sergio, who started the whole sequence, will run this down. Overlapping run from Frano, feeds him in. Frano can cross. A shot, was it handled? No, says the referee. Not a lot of time to react for the defender there. Colorado Springs will turn the other way. This is Vercoloni. He's got some space. Long coming from behind. Lowe needs to be not fouling him here, sitting already on a yellow card. And over the top. Dangerous counter.
Well, it's quite a sequence there. You can just see how quick Colorado Springs was to counterattack right just as Seattle had it in their end. Man, here it is. Great ball by Mata. Right into Frano. He's got players at the top of the box. I think he tries to cut it back. Chris Christian stops it. There's the shot from Samuel. It's just moving around so fast.
That's not handball. Never.
I mean, very difficult to get that call unless the player's arm is hanging way away from his body.
Charlie Lyon looking for Sam Garza. It's won over him by Mike Seth, but it falls to the captain, Sanye. Frano with a little bit of space on the left. Thought about trying to get it through for Anderson. Instead, he'll give it for Aaron Long. Garza in the middle. Steps over, tries to turn to his left. Instead, a chance to push forward for Gonzalez. Into the middle, Harada. Advantage played by the referee. Garza fouled it. Tried to slot it into the area. Falls back at the feet of Vercoloni, and turning the other way is Samuel. Myron Samuel. Gives it for Sergio, who has some space if he can control. Now it's Samuel back into the middle. Samuel again into the middle. Is this a penalty? It is! He's scored once already, and now Myron Samuel.
Well, it's Olex Anderson.
Oh my goodness, I can't keep these two straight.
Well, what I like about this the most is Anderson. Watch the patience he has on this run. You can't see it at the very first part, but he holds up the line, stays onside. Mata finds him, gets the ball back. As we can see, plays him in there again, and no question this time. Referee Josh Wilkins points to the spot. Huge opportunity for S2.
Myron Samuel, Sergio, and Olex Anderson are working so well together right now. And the only thing that Colorado Springs could do was try and prevent a shot, and that's what they did. And it's given as a penalty. The usual taker is Pablo Rossi. He's not in the match any longer. And so it will be Sergio Mota who will line up to try and give Seattle the lead.
Well, certainly the halftime changes by Ezra Hendrickson have worked wonders here. So much more time for Seattle on the ball in the midfield, getting their outlets. They're not under pressure all the time.
Sergio's penalty. Off the bar! Sergio puts it off the angle. And we're still level here as now an overlapping run. Samuel steps into the area. Gets it from Fairclough, who was raking the overlap. And the shot from the edge of the 18 is smothered by Dave Legoric and a critical miss.
Well, here it is, all the pace, all the power on it. He just gets underneath it a bit too much right off the crossbar. That's twice now from S2. Those kind of misses can have such consequences sometimes. There will be other opportunities, though, plenty of time still for S2 to find something again, but Sergio knows he should have finished that one.
68th minute here, now the 69th, as we remain level at 1. Headed away by Fairclough, who made an opportunity happen just now. Long unable to clear, and he gives up the foul as his clearance attempt missed. And now we're going to have a substitution. Leaving the match for Colorado Springs is going to be Chandler Hoffman, who had some impact a little bit earlier on, as we'll look at the foul here.
Here's Seth. Well, it's difficult to see there from the replay. Here it is again. And looks like Long does catch him underneath. The referee standing right there.
So Aaron King will enter the match, replacing Chandler Hoffman in the 69th minute. As we prepare for this free kick for Colorado Springs, just about 10 yards above the top of the penalty area. Aaron King, Denver native, played at North Carolina State. Was on MLS rosters with LA and Colorado, but did not appear for either of those teams. Has played with the Battery, the Railhawks, and the Hammerheads, Miami, Tampa, and Phoenix in USL. Most recently with the Carolina Railhawks. Chris Christian standing over this free kick, as well as Shintaro Harada. 5-man wall for Seattle. Harada takes a deflection off the wall and bounces toward the touchline. And now the goal line as it goes out of play. Frano unable to prevent the corner. It will be the 4th of the match for Colorado Springs.
Well, and if you remember the last game between Colorado and Seattle, Aaron King was the one who scored the goal for them on a header, on a corner kick at the back post. So keep an eye out for him. He was just able to find him space. From the highlights, it wasn't the best marking from S2 ever, but King most certainly dangerous in the air.
6 white shirts in the penalty area. Harada's corner curls toward the penalty spot. And it'll be settled down by Colorado Springs just inside the attacking third. Argueta. Christian will have a shot from distance, up and over the top. The referee asking if that took a deflection. And we're going to have a substitution before the goal kick. So another change coming for Colorado Springs as it appears as though Taylor Hunter is going to leave the match. And we're trying to get you the number of the new man. This is Nate Robinson, the Michigan man. Played his college soccer at the University of Detroit Mercy.
Just needing some new legs out there for Colorado. A like-for-like change.
Seattle have looked very dangerous. Colorado Springs certainly, at the least, they want to try and preserve the tie. So Hunter departs in favor of Robinson in the 71st. Long attempt from Robinson, who just came on and bounces all the way through to Charlie Lyon, who distributes to Fairclough on the right. A lot of space available for Seattle right now. It's very different than the compact midfield as we look for Anderson down the middle. Samuel tries to settle, but instead it will fall to Harada. Has a man over the top, but he's offside. And Charlie Lyon had it in any case. Just about 72 minutes gone by here at Starfire, Aaron Heinzen, and everything's still in this match for both sides.
No question about it. S2 obviously having the better of the chances, but as we've seen before, can go either way.
Sergio chops it through for Anderson, who wanted the corner, but it's a goal kick.
Colorado Springs just having a couple corner kicks a moment ago. Anytime he gets into the box can be so dangerous. You got a lot of big players up there, very good at set pieces. S2, momentum slowed down just a little bit for them, but they're working hard to get it back. Missing that PK kind of took the wind out of the sails.
It seems to have, yeah.
Just another one of those things you have to get over and move on. Try and find another chance.
Vercoloni gets it from Mike Seth. Drops it back for Nate Robinson, who just arrives. Trying to find some space down the right. And his cross is shepherded out. And it will be given as a corner off the head of Rashani Fairclough.
It's a great ball in by Robinson, too. Just no one making a run through.
This will be the 5th corner for Colorado Springs. 5 as well for Sounders, too. Taken to the corner of the penalty area. Now crossed in, punching it away as Lyon over the top of the attacker. All the way out over the touchline.
Good goalkeeping from Lyon, nice and strong in the air.
Dangerous ball played by Harada. Robinson will win the foul. Sam Garza a little frustrated, wondering what he should have done differently.
Looked at first like a pretty decent tackle from Garza. He just catches him a little late there, but certainly comes through the ball very cleanly.
Harada stands over this one as well. 2-man wall for Seattle. 6 white shirts on the left. Curls it toward the spot. Chopped away by Sanyang, but he can't keep it. Crossed into the middle, sent away by Miele. Now Harada finds it in the middle. Big shot up and over the top. Mike Seth wants that one back. Rather, that was Josh Phillips. You could see him as the ball was moving toward him. You could see that he was going to line that one up. Just couldn't keep it down. Nearly 75 minutes gone by here in Tukwila. Both teams have found a goal. Both teams think they should have had more. As this time the free kick is surrendered by Josh Phillips. Just clattering through Olex Anderson a little bit.
Well, again, the speed of Anderson just causing those problems. See if S2 can get something back here. They need a little lift after that penalty kick miss.
Sam Garza will line this one up. Seven in Rave Green in the penalty area. Curling in. Sent away by Harada. Still up in the air. Miele gets ahead on it. And kept in play by David Legoric. As still down on the ground. Is that Anderson? It is.
It is. It's a good win by Anderson. Gave everything there.
Not the best punt there by David Legoric. But not the greatest touch by Frano either. Phillips will try and send it. Now for Robinson. '77th minute now. We're ticking under 15 minutes remaining in the regulation 90. And you have to start to wonder if Colorado's going to try and pack it in and maintain the point they've got at this point.
We're going to see some more substitutions here from Seattle.
Now subbing in for S2 to earn his craft is number 32, Duncan Captain Crunch McCormick.
Duncan McCormick will enter the game in replacement of Sam Garza, who was effective for a while on the afternoon. Certainly, as he is wont to do, found himself in the effective area.
To earn his crest is number 54, Diego Silvas.
And Diego Silvas will be the other new man. He'll replace Anderson, whose day is done. Olex Anderson, a threat all afternoon long, and just could not find a goal himself.
Well, you guys are just going to give Anderson a rest.
He certainly earned it at that.
Certainly has.
Sergio will take this one, and he scores! Sergio Mota from the corner of the 18 out of nowhere. He saw a chance with Legoric out of his net, and he lofted it perfectly over the top, and Seattle leads in the 78th minute.
Or completely unexpected, Nathan. Everyone's talking about the substitutions. It's almost as if Colorado Springs were lulled to sleep by them.
So was I.
Everyone's standing around. Ball's thrown in, goes right to Sergio. He's got all the time in the world. Goric's off his line a bit and just chips him.
Let's take a look at the replay here as Sergio just surprises everybody.
Yeah, just a few moves, pulls it back, gets his head up. And there's Goric standing right on the 6 with Mata fairly close to the 18. Finds it in the far post, now it's 2-1 Seattle.
That's an absolutely marvelous shot, a perfectly taken opportunity by Sergio Mota. It's his 3rd goal of the season, and it could not have come at a bigger time as Seattle lead 2-1 in the 79th minute here of this critical contest.
It's a massive goal for the Brazilian. We're going to see Samuel move up top where Anderson was. And McCormick's going to go out on the right. Silvas is going to go out on the left.
So another new look for Seattle. As right after the substitution, Sergio Mota catching us and David Legoric and everybody else by surprise with that perfect little chip. And Seattle have the lead in the 79th minute. As Silva's having just come on, tries to find it for Myron Samuel just a little bit too far, and Goric handles that one. And now instead of thinking about 10 to 15 minutes to try and find a winner, Seattle have to hold on for that amount of time. And if they do, they'll steal all 3 points, it's got to feel like.
Still plenty to do, lots of time. Colorado Springs are certainly going to have their chance again as well. Seattle just need to be switched on. Can't afford anything like what just happened to Colorado Springs.
You can't afford a moment of hesitation or a moment of falling asleep with the way that this Switchbacks team have played. They've been so forward and just sneaky little plays that come out of very little, and all of a sudden there's a man in on goal. Working on the left side, this is Aaron King. Wins the throw in, and Robinson will come up. Receives the throw. Looks for an early cross. Headed away. Good work there from Lowe. And now Mota on the ball with some space. Has a couple men running. Instead lays it off for Giuliano Frano. He's got Silvas in front of him. Samuel in the middle. Instead they'll lay it back for Sergio, who puts Sounders 2 on top. Sergio through for the other goal scorer, Samuel. Now it's out on the left, Diego Silvas. Drops it back for Frano. Go ahead.
This is what Seattle can afford to do, just keep the ball. Try and pull Colorado Springs out of position. And you can see Silvas had that time perfectly. Robinson knew he was beaten, had to bring Silvas down. But that's what having a 2-1 lead will bring you. Here he is again. Just good little combination play between Seattle, keeping the ball. Silvas had laid it off perfectly, looking to get it back. Gets brought down by Robinson.
Nate Robinson getting a talking to from referee Josh Wilkins here. No card shown.
A little bit surprised no card shown there, since he would have been in directly behind him. But certainly that's got to be his one and only warning.
So Sergio stands over this one. Takes it short. Frano has a rip. David Legoric is there.
Well, Frano maybe didn't get quite as much pace as he wanted. Look to see if he was going to place it there. But easily captured by Goric.
Fans, Nike is a proud partner of the United Soccer Leagues. Make sure and follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. We thank them for their support of USL and Sounders too. Vercoloni turns it into the middle for Hirata. Gets manhandled a little bit there by Long. Vercoloni tries to chop it into the middle, and it goes off of Sanyang, and we're going to have another change here for Colorado Springs, as that's the end of the day for Luke Vercoloni. So the captain will depart. He assisted the first goal of the match, which had Colorado Springs on top for a good 55 minutes or so. But in the end, that goal alone won't be enough. Colorado Springs will need another. Will Saeed Robinson be the man to provide it? This is a forward for mid-switch, as Robinson will come into the middle. He has 3 goals and an assist for USL Switchbacks this year. Kingston, Jamaica native.
Well, Luke Vercoloni certainly was one of the players of the first half, but disappeared in the second when Seattle decided to clog the midfield a bit more. Steve Trishu just deciding to finally switch out his captain. The armband's going to go to Harada.
And he commits the foul here. And Seattle taking their time. Miele will put it in play. Seattle chasing here a little bit, as trying to find a way to move forward is Colorado Springs. They've got about 7 minutes plus stoppage in which to do it as Nate Robinson steps forward. Tries to slip it through for King, but it's out of play for a Seattle throw. 84th minute now. Seattle staked to the lead by Sergio's goal in the 78th minute. As falling to the turf here was Samuel. Unable to chase that one down. He's still down.
Well, Samuel just tried to make his run in behind Phillips. Crashes into Phillips. Then goes down.
And Switchbacks will play it out.
Happened just off the ball. Not exactly sure what happened. Which you could see he was going to run in behind Phillips, just crashed into him, then falls to the ground.
He was down with his ankle appearing to be hurt a little bit earlier. We'll see if we can learn what this is. Hopefully, Myron will be all right. Seattle training staff attending to him as the clock ticks into the 85th minute. We've had a couple of injury stoppages here in the second half. You've got to assume we're going to be up near 4 or 5 minutes stoppage time at this point. We had the punch in the penalty area where David Legoret cleared the ball and also caught a little piece of Ashanti Fairclough, who had put himself in a bit of a dangerous spot. Stretching himself out now as Samuel, maybe he just, he's limping a little bit, favoring that left leg.
It's certainly getting towards the end of the game where players look to run the clock off just a little bit. Might be a case of that.
Looks as though he will be permitted to return shortly, and he's been waved back on indeed. Chris Christian trying to look long into the penalty area. The only person he manages to pick out is Charlie Lyon. 86th minute now, and we anticipate a good 4 or 5 of stoppage time, so roughly 10 left in the match. Samuel goes up to try and win that, and he does. Ashanti Samuel, Myron Samuel has 2 on the afternoon. A sloppy header from Chris Christian. We almost saw this happen in the first half, and this time it does happen. Myron Samuel runs onto the ball and finishes. It's 3-1 Seattle, and surely that's the end of this one.
Yeah, it's clever play there from Samuel. It's a classic forward, lets the ball go over the top. He knows exactly where Phillips is going to put this. Just takes off immediately. And Phillips, unaware that Samuel's approaching. I wonder if he got a shout from Gorick. We didn't hear it. We didn't see a sign from him, but a classic play from a forward who just feints uninterest, turns, sprints right at the back of the defender who has no idea is really coming, and just hands him the ball. Great finish from Samuel. Still had a little bit of work to do, and a huge goal for S2.
Great work from Myron Samuel all around, and a perfect finish to make it 3-1 in favor of Sounders 2, as a foul is going to be given against Seattle about 40 yards from goal. So that goal in the 86th minute, it would have to be a set of miracles for Colorado Springs to come back and salvage a point out of this one. And what a response in the second half from Seattle.
Absolutely. They've taken the game by the scruff of the neck. They were looking tired and a little bit defeated by halftime. It's been a fantastic response. Let's see what happened to Duncan McCormick here. Just a little 50-50 clash. They both go down rather hard.
Free kick into the area. Gets a piece of Mike Seth. Now it falls for King. Turning shot. Sent away. Said Robinson tries to chase it down. Back into the area again. This time it's cleared away. And getting caught as he tried to send that out
Yeah, it's
I
Amadou
think that was
Sanyang.
Sanyang, yeah. Ball still in play. Over on the left side for Frano as Sanyang is still in pain in his own penalty area. Frano headed for the corner. Drops it back for Long. And he will play it out. It looked as though Sanyang, just as he was trying to clear that, caught the foot of his opponent. Nothing malicious in it, nothing illegal in it, but boy, can that hurt.
Yeah, Gonzalez reaching in to stop the clearance, catches him. That really can hurt. Well, Colorado Springs saw this happen in their last game against Sacramento. The last 10 minutes, excuse me, they conceded 2 goals. So they conceded here. Really just kind of had their minds turned off the last 20 minutes. Started so strong in the first half.
A tale of 2 completely different halves here this afternoon as Colorado Springs had the best of the play and the goal in the first half. And Seattle have just come out flying in the second half. They've put 3 goals on the board. As we are into the 89th minute, we're going to have quite a bit of stoppage time added, obviously. We're guessing somewhere around maybe 6 minutes. Back up onto his feet now is the captain, Sanyang. And you've got to assume a knock as hard as he took that he would be replaced. And indeed, we've got the shirt coming off. I think this is Chusa Lim getting set to make the appearance.
Well, it looks like he's going to get a little warm up anyway. See him in a minute or 2.
Fans, a big thanks to Bootstrapper Studios once again for producing today's broadcast, live streaming sports and events of all sizes. Make sure and visit them at bootstrapperstudios.com. They do an absolutely marvelous job, as they always do. Thank you to all of the guys here for working so hard for us, as a foul will favor Seattle. And very frustrated, as you can understand, is Roni Argueta. It's tough. You've got the lead. You're looking to try and settle it down. Now maybe you think you're going to get a point. All of a sudden, you're behind 2.
Well, it's been hard work all day for those center backs, Josh Phillips and Chris Christian. First having to deal with the speed of Anderson, which they contained mostly in the first half. Of the second half, he was terrorizing them from time to time. And Myron Samuel's been absolutely fantastic for S2 this second half. And it's starting to show. It's starting to wear. Almost 2 hours now in the sun.
Free kick curls outside the far post as we're into the 90th minute now. Did you see the board? I didn't see the board. We'll see if we can find out how much stoppage time has been added. As this one bounces into the air, it's taken down. And it will go out for a Colorado Springs throw in. Martin Maben earns the free kick. A minute of stoppage time is gone now. We didn't see how much it was added. We're assuming it's at least 5 minutes.
There it is.
4 minutes have been added, so they hadn't put it up yet. Charlie Lyon has this one. I'll tell you, Charlie has put in an absolutely solid performance. Not much he could have done about the goal in the first half, and he's had everything covered.
A real confidence booster for the back line for S2 today. And especially for the team mentality to come back from, like you said, Nathan, hard-fought first half and the response they've had.
Silvas stepping through as Samuel. He'll have a shot out for a goal kick.
That could have been a case of just keeping the ball. He had Duncan McCormick out wide, but Samuel, true striker, wants to get another one.
Stepping ahead with this is Saeed Robinson. Shows some pace into the penalty area, but can't control it. Out for a goal kick.
And that's King down the left. Just trying to break away.
And Robinson switched sides.
Been a difficult second half for the Colorado. Haven't seen much from their attacking. attacking players. Gonzalez has been very quiet. S2 defense has done a nice job shutting him down.
You can see the frustration, the body language. Just, it's been a tough half, as you say. On the flip side of that, the Sounders have just looked absolutely marvelous in the second half. They look brimming with confidence now. And if they can carry this forward into the last 5, you'll like their chances. This cross comes toward Robinson, and it's headed clear. Out of play for the Switchbacks. Nate Robinson. Nate and Saeed playing on the same side here. Harada in for Gonzalez. He has the goal for Colorado Springs, is into the middle, and it's a second. Aaron King gets the goal. And maybe we're not quite done yet in the 94th.
And just as I go and say it, we haven't seen anything from them. Gonzalez just does that great little turn. Wonderful scoop, and King sees the angle, sees the line. He's onside. It's good little placement. Unfortunate for Charlie Lyon, right between his legs. And they're back on the board.
3-2 your score, as we have, by our accounting, less than 30 seconds remaining in the 4 minutes added on. Seattle look to send it forward, try and settle it down and hang on to this one. No shortage of excitement at Tukwila this afternoon. Long sends it back for Charlie Lyon. Settled down to Chris Christian, back for Gorick. We've had the 4, and there is the final whistle.
A little bit of relief there.
In absolutely thrilling fashion, Seattle Sounders FC2 come from behind, and they will take all 3 points, winning this one by a final score of 3-2 here at Starfire. What an absolutely enticing game, Aaron.
Absolutely, Nathan. We saw a first half, Colorado Springs catching a break. Didn't have to deal with the PK. Then they get a goal. Rossi hits the crossbar, then disappears a bit from the game. In the second half, a little bit of a formation switch to put 5 in the midfield and just 1 on top. Worked out perfectly for Ezra Hendrickson. We saw an incredible debut from Myron Samuel. Great efforts from Damian Lowe in the back line. Aaron Long in the midfield. Wonderful goal from Sergio. And we saw that last little piece of class from Gonzalez, the Seattle U-man. And Aaron King gets the second goal against S2. Incredible game.
Fantastic entertainment for everyone here. Thank you for joining us for it. The goals scored for Sounders 2. The Sergio had 1, and the new man Myron Samuel with a brace in his first S2 appearance. For everyone at Bootstrapper Studios and for my partner Aaron Hines, and I'm Nathan Murphy saying so long from Starfire Sports in Tukwila. Once again, the final score, Seattle Sounders FC2 3 and Colorado Springs Switchback 2. Take care, everybody.